Your drafting team most likely spends 1 to 2 hours just setting up architectural drawings for your jobs. That is 1 to 2 hours gone before the real work even begins for every single job. You're not really surprised. You already know this and you have accepted it as part of your job. And I know this because I have lived it too. Stripping down the DWG files, Revit files, AutoCAD files, cleaning them up, reclassifying the walls, applying hatching standards, placing XREFs. And the worst part, if you have a little bit of OCD like me, if someone else does it, they don't do it properly. And every other project starts from a different baseline. And nobody notices until something goes wrong downstream. If you leave this unsolved, this cost compounds. Even with just 10 projects a year, that's 10 to 20 hours of just pure setup. Your best drafter, the one basically who does it right, becomes a bottleneck because everyone waits for them. Your engineer ends up being the setup checker rather than doing real engineering work. And you'll stay busy without ever growing. But it doesn't have to be this way. Hi, I'm Vignesh. I help CAD drafters, managers, and engineering firms deploy AI into the drafting workflow. I'm currently working in an engineering firm and I use this in my own projects. And few engineers reached out to me asking for this exact same solution. So I'm giving it to you today. This took my setup time from 1 to 2 hours to just 15 minutes. And it is not like one shot and everything is done. You still massage it a bit, but you're never rebuilding anything from scratch again. If you just nodded along to all of that, hit that subscribe button because this is what I do. I build AI automations for AutoCAD so you can spend less time working on the boring stuff and focus on the work that actually matters. Before we get into it, if you stay till the end of this video, you're going to walk away with three things. One, you're going to see exactly how this automation works on a real drawing. Two, you're going to understand how it's built so you can actually make sense out of it. And three, I'm going to give you the free resource so you can go and set it up for free today. So stay with me and let's get started. If you're wondering why this solution actually works, it's because I use AI not as a chat tool. I'm using AI that actually follows instructions. Now, this system has got three parts, and it's called SET: Standards, Engine, and Tools. Standards. This is like a rule book. It says how a drawing should be set up, how layers should look like, how walls need to be cleaned, how files need to be named. Engine. This is the brain, as in the AI agent running in Google Antigravity. It reads the rules and decides what steps to take. Tools. This is your hands in AutoCAD. These are the AutoCAD actions and scripts that actually change the drawing. So when I say set up the architectural drawings, this system does three things. It reads the rules, plans the steps, and it runs the scripts. That's why this works. The AI is not guessing, it's following a process. And with this, we go from random AI experiments to reliable CAD automations. If you're still confused, think of it this way. This system is like your junior. The standards are the standard operating procedures which you give them. The engine is their brain. The tools are their hands in AutoCAD. If you hire a junior with no standard operating procedures, you're going to get inconsistent work. Every job looks different and you keep correcting the same mistakes. But if you give them clear SOPs, as in standard operating procedures, they produce the same beautiful result, exactly the same, every single time. And honestly, that's all this system is doing. You're not asking AI to be smart. You're giving it rules and making it follow them. So AI doesn't replace your process, it runs your process. Let me show you what this looks like on a real drawing. I've set this up in a way how I work. And now this is how I work. This is my template. I have basically all these boxes to place my X references. So if there's like a ground floor, first floor, upper floor, for example, these are the architectural drawings, which we're going to use for today's example. As you can see, I need to clean it up. And we don't need these dimensions. We don't need the bed or anything. We just need the core walls. For example, we have brick wall here, timber wall here. I want to reclassify them. Okay, okay, what is timber and what is brick? And it must be changed into my standard. I have standards like S wall, timber, that sort of structure. I'm gonna close this now. Yes, yes, yes. And this is our template. And this template has got these project fields like project name, project address, job number. All these things must be changed. These are field addresses. Usually we go to drawing properties and fill them here, but we are not going to do that. Then the job number must also be changed. For example, this is my job number, VJN 007 is going to be today's example. Okay, structural must be CC. I've got a terrible handwriting, but you get the gist. Where does my agent actually get my project information from? I have a spreadsheet with all the project details in. You can use a spreadsheet or you can just talk to the chat window here. So this is my spreadsheet, which has got all the projects that we have. And I just go here, for example, the next project number is BJN008. It could be ABC Housing, client name, ABC Construction, project address 12, ABC Street, Sydney, NSW 2000. So this could be like an address. There are different project types, CC, CD, CDA. This is basically for Australia. This is how we work. Anywhere around the world, I'm not sure what your convention is. So this is here. We have CC, CDC, and DA usually, typically. And it's being listed here. Now this is the CC, CDC, which I want my file name to have. Let me just add a new project, and it goes in and adds a new project. I'll put my spreadsheet in the download folder as well, so you can use it and work on top of it. Now this is how I start my project. Okay, first I'm going to drag and drop all my architecturals into source_10. Now this folder I've created specifically for the architecturals. So I just drag and drop these architecturals in, and you'll see the rest of the magic. I'm going to say set up VJN 007. That run. It's just opening everything up on its own. I've got my hands here, guys. It's running those scripts. Opening up first floor. This is the roof plan. Still my hand is here, by the way. I'm not doing anything. I've specifically put it at 0, 0. Now this is my 0, 0. I'll just move it from here to there. I've got my X references. Now let's have a look. Okay, what this is in layer home, Xref architectural. And we're going to go into the X references soon. The other thing is the project address, sorry, project name, project address, client is Peter. I know I'm pretty lazy, just code a name. And the project number. If now let's look at the, I'm just opening up the X references. For example, this is the first floor. So you can see it's in layer S wall timber. This is in roof, A roof, timber, timber, home, S wall timber hatch. Pretty clean drawing actually. I have to massage it a bit. Like I said, it's you don't get there by like closing your eyes and getting it. Obviously, I have to touch it up a bit. Not saving anything. On ground floor. Ground floor, it has cleaned up a few things as well. As you can see, this is like a very common thing. What happens here? I'll show you something. Now, this is a limitation. Going to the architecturals. Basically, there is another object here. Once you delete it, it's in another layer. It's in a very weird layer, and that layer goes. Now, this is not the wall layer. So that's why I didn't pick that up. And like you can see here, see, for this architectural wall, the whole thing is one line. But then this is actually timber, right? So that's like a limitation. Like I said, this is not like an AutoCAD issue nor a anti-gravity issue. This is basically the export issue, as in how the drawings, how do you get the drawings? Like I said, there will be few misclassifications here and there, but overall, timber, brick, timber. But I've got most of the work there, right? This is a door, architectural door. That's it. Architectural door. This is great to start from, right? Rather than you'd have to clean that entire architectural drawing. Let me tell you what just happened. First, I dropped off my architecturals into this folder, source.temp. Then I asked the agent to set up VJN007. Then the agent went to my spreadsheet, got the job number VJN007, got the project details, site address, etc., and created the folder first, and split those drawings into two different folders. Number one, architectural, where it put these architecturals under today's date. Went in, and here it is. So it moved all those architecturals to this folder first. Then it went to the structural, created another folder, subfolder xref, copied those files in, and ran all those scripts, cleaned the drawing to exactly how we need it. After that, it copied the template, changed the template naming, like put the project number, CC, CDC. If this was CDC project, it would say CDC revision 1. And in this project, it went in and attached all those X references in our required layers. All of that by just talking to this agent here. Now I'll show you how to set it up yourself. First, go to my Google Drive, download this folder, AutoCAD plus Antigravity. Download this folder. Now drag it and drop it to the desktop or wherever you like it. I have mine already, so I'm not going to do that. Then this setup is for somebody who's doing this for the first time. If you have watched my previous videos and you are working on top of that, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go inside the folder, copy things. I just want you to go to standards, get the project set up, and put it in your standards folder. After that, I want you to go to the tools. I want you to copy scripts like setup project, fix wall classification, discover layers, classify walls, put them into your tools folder. After that, then the Gemini file as well. You can just drag it and drop it into your folder. Vistrex projects as well, if you don't have a spreadsheet where you have all your project details, use Vistrex projects. And then obviously you can change it to just whatever your projects are or just simply projects. After this, you just copy your template and add some sample architectural drawings and do the exact thing what I just did and go through this entire process. Just have a feel for what exactly is happening. After you understand the workflow, obviously you wouldn't need my project number or my project template. This system is designed in a way that it's adaptable to your own firm. Now, in order to get there, this is what you have to do. First, get a peace of mind. Two, get a piece of paper and write down the steps. What helped me do this really fast is first understanding my own workflow. I want you to take a piece of pen and paper and write everything down. Okay, step 1 this, step 2 that, step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just simply write it down. After that, ask yourself questions like what are my layers? How do I classify these walls? You have seen the setup, how it works. While watching the video, you thought, hey, I wish it had done that. Or I think this needs to be done this way. Go ahead and do it. Try it. A pro tip here, understand what is your end goal with this project setup. I can't answer that. Only you can answer that. Once you know your own steps, I want you to go to your agent window and ask it to iterate. Ask it to change what you want to change. It could start simple with, okay, don't use Vistrex projects, use projects. And update the project number from VJN to something else. You get what I'm saying. So go step by step. Ideally, when you have written these steps down, fix one step, cross it out, ensure that it works, and then you go down the list. So by the end, when you reach down your list, you would have completed all the necessary steps. If you get stuck at any point, don't stress. Errors are part of your process. This is normal when you're setting up these automation projects. I've put my calendar link in the description below, so you can book a time that suits you and we'll work through it together. You're not meant to copy my workflow as such. This is your starting point, and you can go ahead and build your own. I told you this before, and I want to make one thing absolutely clear. This is not magic. This is not something like you close your eyes, open it, and everything is perfect. What you have to understand is the options that you have. You have got two options. Option 1, would you spend 15 minutes massaging a drawing? Or option 2, spend 1 to 2 hours and get the exact same output. The choice is yours, and I hope you make the right one. Also, it can't be 100% finished quality because architectural drawings are messy. Walls are sometimes joined together, wall lines are broken, some lines are not connected properly. Because of that, agent will misclassify some walls here and there. Brick might get mixed up with timber. That's normal, and you will face this too. The important thing here is You're not starting from scratch ever again. You are reviewing the output, massaging it a bit, not rebuilding everything manually. In the description below, you'll find the link to my Google Drive, which has got my entire folder structure, which includes my Gemini.md, my standards, and the base scripts that runs the actions. This is like a starting point, and you can go ahead and tweak it to your template, to your setup structure, and wherever you get your project data from. The logic is already built, you just adapt it to your own firm. Download the free pack, try it on one project, and let me know in the comments below how it goes. If you get stuck setting this up, I've put my calendar link in the description below. You can book a time, show me your setup, and I'll help you get it running. This is the SCT framework in action: standards, engine, and tools. If this was useful, hit that subscribe button because I've got more such workflows coming for your drafting work. I have also linked another video below which shows how you can set up Google Antigravity step by step for your AutoCAD. And I'll see you in the next workflow.